Hi everybody, welcome back to Art for Every Hands with Sharon Lindley. Today we are going to be experimenting with jewellery and we're also going to be using some decoupage paper. Overall the concept works really well. I'd just like to go back and maybe perfect it, but let me know what you think to the design process. I used normal resin because UV resin doesn't like to cure with black in there, so I just applied black and I'm just allowing it to touch sides to fill the hole. I wished I would have applied half of what was in there because it was almost to the top of the bevel of the silver, and so it made it hard to add layers to it. So that's one of the things I would like to perfect next time. But sometimes I forget how stunning black can be to offset colour or designs. People have asked me where I've got these bevels from. These ones came from over in the UK. I've just got a lot of leftover pieces of jewellery and I am just working my way through them. Now this decoupage paper is just divine, not design, divine. And I went around and cut out the sizes of what I was looking for to fit within there. So you can see I created a little shape from some plastic, and then I did the same for each of my molds. I applied some white cardboard behind it to try and help the colours pop out. And now this material, I should have brushed it over with some varnish to start with because it's a material, some air bubbles did release in there. Now I applied this to the resin just before it had fully cured. It was tacky. I wanted it to hold on to the decoupage paper, so when I came in and applied another layer of resin, it wasn't going to float to the top. Now the principle of this worked really well, but I pressed down a little bit too hard on this one here. It didn't sink into the resin, however it left a few little bumps. I also came in and added some gold leaf. Now there was copper and gold in there, just a tiny little bit, just to see what would happen there. Just experimenting with different processes. I believed it added value, but I wanted to come in and add some embellishments on top of this. Now again, I'm working with normal resin, as you saw there. It's not UV resin, and you know, if you wanted to speed up the process, you could use UV resin. But because I had put too much of the black in, I know that I was getting quite near the bevel as we are there. It didn't make it so I couldn't work on it. It just limited how many layers I could add. So I slowly worked through each of the 3 pieces of jewellery there, added some clear resin. I then came in and put a tiny little bit of mica powder into it, which was a nice copper. As you can see, it was rose gold. This one is resin, but use whatever you want. You have to be very, very sparing with this because it will spread, especially if you add EAT or alcohol spray to remove your bubbles. So I was just trying to add it over the top of where there was already gold foil, and that was just to help complement it, blend it in with the below, but also add a little bit of depth. So I'm just playing with it a little bit there, and as you can see, a little bit blurry there. I've managed to control where it is. Now I also wanted to add a little bit of gold tape onto it. Again, all of the options are optional. You could have left it at any stage. I'm just trying to work on a few design concepts and understand how it will work. I also didn't like how the material was showing the black just to the edge, and so this was a way of hiding that, but as well as working through the process, I felt that I really enjoyed the design of this. Now at the minute in a lot of my work, you're seeing a similar kind of style where I've got some tape coming through, or I have these lines that cross over at a certain angle, and it's just very aesthetically pleasing to me at the moment. So this is just a gold paint, but now I've got nail art foil. This is a copper, so I wanted to just break up the gold a little bit and blend in with the copper foil and the copper mica powder that I added. And this is what I'm talking about. This is a design currently that I've got in some of my key rings, coasters, and also some up and coming projects. So I think this adds a lot to it, but again I needed to add a third layer of resin, and that's where it didn't quite finish had I had wanted it to be. Wow, I'm not speaking very well. I hope you follow me along. If I'd have added less black to start with, I would have been able to add my 2 additional layers to create depth better. Whereas now it's already at a bevel, I knew it was going to be more challenging. I did manage to do it. The top layer was UV resin, and I regretted using the UV resin. It just, you can see it a little bit, that's just the tape that I'm showing you, but when you see the end, you'll see there's lots of mini fine air bubbles in there. So the design, love. Color scheme, love. Would do the same again, yes, but I'd just perfect how much I was adding in each layer so that I could execute it beautifully at the end. Anyway, if you find that this video has added any value, please remember to give me a thumbs up, a subscribe, a share. Comments are always welcome. I will try and get back to you. Let me know what you think to the process or the design concept. I love to interact with you all, but I'm going to let the rest of the video play out. You've heard me waffling on and maybe not articulating myself as well as I would have liked to in this video, but I think you understand my learns and what I was trying to achieve. Oh, you could even see I left my fingerprint on that one. Come on, Sharon, you can perfect this next time. Anyway, I hope wherever you are in the world you are safe, you're well, and you're finding time to create, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.